Did you know that penguins screw dead bodies? I didn't know that. Hi, I'm Aqua. Welcome to Night Court Narrative.
Sometimes I don't even know what to do with you, but I want to look more into that fact. Is it a fact?
Yeah, I mean, it's fair enough.
Hmm.
Yeah. If it makes you feel any better, I feel the exact same way about myself. Yeah, I have no idea what to do with myself either.
Well, I'm Elvish. Hello.
And Violence is here. You can't forget about Violence.
Yeah, she's just over there chilling.
Yeah. I already fed her, by the way.
Ugh,
She's good.
thank
Yeah.
God. Maybe we need to
You
start feeding her
may...
less, though. She's starting to get a dump truck on her.
No, she's just a baby. Although she did get into the catnip, so... Yeah. Good luck with that.
She's just gonna be, fucking jumping all over the place.
Well, you see, I kind of changed the catnip we use. Now it's like stare at the wall and make making biscuits at the wall. So
Is that what she's doing right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's just staring at the wall right now.
Oh.
She's not at biscuits phase yet. Anyways,
I guess we need to keep an eye on her. It's fine. Hello, everyone.
Chat, just keep her audio comment section. Whoever's watching, just keep an eye out. Keep an eye on comments for us. Thanks.
Well, do you guys notice anything different today? Do you notice anything different, Aqua?
I mean, there's
wait, what did you wait? What did you say about feet?
I said comfy seats. I don't always talk about feet. What's wrong with you? This is Night Court Narrative, not my after night stream. All right.
After hours.
After hours.
Okay.
I should totally put a shameless plug on my Twitch right now.
Man, fuck all this. Listen.
It's fine. It's dead anyways. Nobody would come.
Oh yeah, you guys should totally follow us on Twitch. I am twitch.tv/ElvishWarriors. He is twitch.tv/Aquafire007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want a quick rage, come to my chat.
What?
You good?
I still have this cough. It's been a fucking month, and I can't get it. I can't get it to go away.
You would think with the new venue, the new official podcast scene that we have now, and the extra ventilation that we spend an extra $5 on, you would think our coffee would be much better. But no, the weather outside just keeps it.
Wait, we had to pay for extra ventilation?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't know if I told you this, but I'm actually allergic to cats.
So I did not pay for the extra ventilation. It's fine. We'll talk to the retail agency later. It's fine.
Oh my God.
It's fine. It's fine.
This is why I'm all sniffly. Okay?
It's fine.
Oh my God.
But yes, we are officially in our brand new podcast studio. This is because I know it probably gets overwhelming to constantly see a background change. It might not. You guys might actually really like it. But our pockets don't like it. Because you know what? Have you ever had to pack up a whole goddamn house and move every single 2 months? It's not fun.
Redecorate? Come on now.
It's not fun.
It only goes so far.
But we have the beautiful, beautiful scenery behind us. We have Violet over there just staring at the wall. We have our beautiful waffles. We have some very alcoholic drinks next to us, and we are going to talk about one of my all-time favorite books today. And that is...
You have been dying for me to read this book.
I have. So, okay. I actually read this book over the summer, last year. And I've told Aqua multiple times, I need you to read this. Now, I have never read the other books because I wanted to wait specifically for us to read them together.
Mm-hmm.
But we are talking about the King of Sin series, specifically King of Wrath by Anna. I am so sorry, Miss Thang. I don't know your last name. Hong, I would assume. That's how I would say it. On a Hong. That's
Yeah,
how
it's actually
I
Hong.
really okay. That's how
Yeah.
I would say it. Okay.
Yeah, because when I was listening to because I read it through audiobooks, and so there were
I read it through
actually
my ears.
yeah, you read it through your ears, or I read it through my ears, and like they said Anna Hong at the end.
Good.
That's just coming from uh the whatchamacallit, the voice people, the voice actor.
Good. Okay, so
So
I'm not an
yeah,
asshole. Thank
good.
you.
So yeah, we good, or you good actually, I should say.
Well, King of Wrath has easily become one of my all-time favorite books. Everything about this book is just absolutely phenomenal. We'll go more in detail about it, obviously, like we always do. But, you know, I love the writing of this book. It's very smooth and it's to the point where it's beyond bingeable. Like, I know some writing styles have a very bingeable writing style, but this is one of the books that you can get in and you don't even realize the book is over until you're sitting there wondering if there's more. We do have a grumpy sunshine trope alongside billionaire romance, arranged marriage, and possibly mafia. Because we do have some mafia talk in there, but not too much.
Yeah, honestly, I would not say mafia because it's only just a mention
It is.
in all honesty. So I wouldn't
Well,
personally. I would not count it. I mean the it's just the presence is there.
right.
No.
But for me personally, the grumpy sunshine trope is actually very, very well done. Typically the grumpy trope gets a little bit overplayed and it's pretty forced to the point where it gets pretty annoying. And in some of the recent books that we've read, the grumpy character kind of just makes me roll my eyes at him. And that just was not the case with this book. And then on top of that, this book does have a few spicy scenes. I personally think they were very, very well done. If you know how I feel about spicy scenes, like if you've watched their previous videos, I really feel like it's a case of, can I copy your homework? And like most of the authors don't even change anything. It's basically a copy paste of every other romance book on the shelf right now. And this book is not that. Like, this book actually gives you freshness, originality, and then just like some really overall good spice. And I love that. And then the last thing I will personally say, because you know I have to hype this book up, if you don't know anything about the King of Sin series, it kind of does the whole icebreaker pumpkin spice cafe thing where every book is about the next character. Like, everyone is in the same world, if that makes sense. With that being said,
it has its own universe.
right. So with that being said, every character in this book have their own personalities. There is not one character in this book that is one-dimensional, and I personally think that speaks volumes. And yeah, I just think she did such a phenomenal job on this book. I can't applaud her enough. I loved every second of this book. I actually went and instead of doing the summary of this book, I fully reread it a second time, and it was just as good, if not better, the second time around than the first. I loved it. But anyway, continue. Sorry.
You're good. I think you're just ready to hear my thoughts on the book because you told me that this one was one of your big favorites.
Right. And you know what? I'll just start off. I'm just gonna start off. You know, we never do this at the beginning.
Ooh.
This book, for me personally, is like an 8 out of 5 star. I mean, to be real with you, it's like a 10 out of 5 star. Like, this book is on a pedestal for me. I will take no criticism for this book. It's fine.
Oh man. Yeah, you really love this one.
Yeah, I love it so much.
I guess,
Okay.
do you want me to give my rating or do you wait till the end? It gives a little suspense.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I don't like suspense and I don't like waiting, but I actually want the suspense. So yes, let's wait until the ending for yours.
Ooh, okay. I'm
Or
down
at
for
least after you talk. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. Oh.
that. Okay. Then we'll go with you. We'll go with you first then. We'll go with you first.
Oh,
Cause I'm
you want me
I'm
to talk
kinda
about it?
curious. Or do you want me to talk about it?
Oh, that's fine. I can talk about it. I can give the little rundown. Okay, I'll give. Okay.
Oh yeah, we'll
Whew,
get the rundown.
okay.
Yeah, because you're really good at the rundown. Because knowing me, if I try to explain something, I'll just stick on one thing and chase my tail like a dog.
That's pretty much what I'd kind of do, but I have to like just keep going with it.
Yeah, but the thing is, you actually get somewhere. I stay at the same spot every time. It's hard for me to like not do that.
Man, she's really over there just staring at that wall.
It's the catnip. Well, at least she's a lot chiller. Cause last time I gave her catnip, she was like all over the place, and it was not the way
She
to.
was. She tore up our new carpet.
I know. It's a good thing we moved, and I did not tell the landlord last time. So if you get calls, don't answer.
Well. Okay.
Any Hoosier Weasels.
So this is King of Wrath. You know, we start off with a kind of rags to riches type deal. We have our female main character, Vivian Lau. She and her family just came to success a few years back. Her father is the head of the Lau Jewels, and they ended up becoming new riches, as the book describes. In this book particularly, and in the like wealthy scene, there are typically a lot of arranged marriages. So in order to up their, I guess, status, the father ends up blackmailing the richest guy, basically, in, I'm assuming, like Manhattan, I guess. I don't fucking know. They are all the same fucking
Yeah,
place to
it
me.
is. Yeah, it is in New York. Yes.
Perfect.
This takes place in New York, in the Manhattan area, mostly.
Perfect. That's what I thought too. So,
Mhm.
this is the biggest bachelor, like a drop dead gorgeous billionaire. He is the CEO of his own company as well. And either way, they end up getting together for an arranged marriage, not by his choosing. I'm sorry, his meaning Dante Russo. He is the male main character. Dante has been blackmailed by Francis Lau. Dante's brother ended up getting in cahoots, I guess, with the head of the mafia's niece, I believe. He ended up screwing around with her a little bit. Francis ended up taking that on himself, took pictures, and basically blackmailed, knowing full well that if the pictures got in the wrong hands, aka the leader of the mafia, his brother would have died. So, to save his brother, to keep everything on the down low, Dante agrees to marry Vivian. However, he does come with some stipulations, basically saying, I don't want to get married right away. I want a 12-month period where we can get to know one another. But secretly, what you don't know is I'm going to spend this year trying to figure out where all of your copies are, and I'm going to take you down. So that's basically what it is. Vivian ends up moving in with him a little bit sooner than we expect. They are obviously not feeling it with one another. Dante is very, don't touch my shit. This is my house. I don't care who you are. You're no one to me. He leaves a credit card and an engagement ring on the nightstand, and he leaves for like a month-long business trip, which is normal for him because he is married to his work, and that is fine. Um, eventually over time, Vivian and he start getting to know one another. We start opening up. We start learning that Vivian kind of has an emotionally and verbally abusive family. Her sister is pretty much the only good one. Her mother always downs her on everything like look, weight, food, walking, like literally everything. Her dad is
Breathing.
just, yeah. Her dad is just scum, basically. He only cares about money, 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 and status. And don't forget money.
And status.
Dante, yeah, Dante is a badass. He is in this like profound,
Italian group.
yeah, like what
It doesn't actually say what he's in. But actually, no, that's not true. It did say what he's in. It's a lot of it has to do with textiles. So
yeah,
textiles is like, like foundation. Like if I remember correctly, that should be like foundation work for like homes. So
yeah,
basically, he supplies the material, which is very lucrative. He
yeah.
supplies literally the very foundations of people's homes.
And they are also a part of this whole like billionaire club. You're only a part of this association if you are someone. So that's pretty cool. Vivian also obviously being his fiance gets into this little club. Vivian is also a very well-renowned party planner, so she ends up getting the hottest name in the scene right now and plans an entire event for her. Goes amazing. Um yeah, we have some spicy scenes. We do end up finding out at the end. Vivian goes to surprise Dante with some food. She does overhear him and her father duking it out, and obviously she calls off the engagement. Dante ends up going and kind of says, I did fall in love with you. Give me a chance. Let's go on a date. He even goes out of his way to like reintroduce himself, which is really nice. And yeah, long story short, they're happily ever after. We even had a disown moment where the father was basically like, I'm disowning you. There is actually one of my favorite quotes in the entire book. I have a lot of quotes that I saved. I read it on Kindle this time, and on Kindle you get to save your quotes.
Yeah.
But my favorite quote in the book, this is Dante talking to Francis, her father. If she wants to reconcile with you in the future, that's up to her. But if you talk to her again the way that you did at the dinner table tonight, I will hurt you. If you hurt her in any way, if you make her shed a single tear or cause her a single fucking second of sadness, I will take everything from you. Your business, your house, your reputation. I will blacklist you so thoroughly you won't even be able to get past the bouncer at your shitty local bar.
The ultimate threat.
But yeah.
Did you just cough out daddy?
No.
You choke on daddy. You choked on daddy, didn't you?
I sure as fuck did choke on daddy.
Don't worry, folks. Totally PG-13. Totally no implications whatsoever.
But no, and then it's kind of like what I was saying before, getting my final thoughts out. I mean, that's the summary. You know that we always do the summary. The spicy scenes in this were very well done, as I mentioned. We had quite a few spicy scenes. We had a back of the limo spicy scene. We had a scene inside of I don't know what to call it. What do you call it?
Right.
The place where all the rich people go. It's like where they drink and music.
Oh, the fancy club thing?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think it was called
The Valhalla?
Valhalla, yeah.
Okay.
So basically think of Thor.
Think of what?
Valhalla.
Oh, well,
Thor.
yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but I couldn't think of the word club. Like,
Well, yeah, it's just the Valhalla Club. That's literally
Yeah.
what it is. And the thing is, like, the Russo family, mainly Dante's grandfather, because he's the one who got him all into the whole business scene and all that. They are one of the founding members of the Valhalla Club, which is the super prestigious club. Only the elite of the elite can go, and only the elite can get people to come in, and even they have limitations on who can come in.
Right.
Yeah. So it is the la creme de la creme.
But yeah.
Do you think maybe we can join?
You know, hey, I'm still trying to just get somebody to notice.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyways.
Yeah, so that's the summary. You know, I've been waiting very patiently to hear Aqua's thoughts. And typically, you know, whenever we do videos like this, we go back and forth. And I will definitely chime in and give my, thoughts while he's talking, of course. But I have never been this excited to hear what he's had to say. So I'm giving him the floor. He's going to take it away. And I am going to either sit over here, sharpen my knife, or giggle like a little schoolgirl. So, we'll see.
I'm also going to need you to put the gun down. I see the gun. I see the gun under the desk.
That's not my problem.
Comments, guys.
Not my problem.
I'm being held at gunpoint.
That's
Please
fine.
send assistance.
That's fine.
If I no longer show up in future podcasts, it's not me. It's
He tripped and fell down the stairs.
It's an impasta, okay?
Did you say impasta?
Yeah, impasta. Yeah. Given that the guy's Italian, I figured, you know.
That was horrible.
Yeah. Very bad. So bad. Tell me in the comments how bad I am. Anyways, so yes, I know you've been waiting. Alright. You've been waiting. It's here. It's now time. I'm totally not stalling.
You are stalling. Hurry. Oh my god. I'm just gonna keep loading this.
Alright. Calm down. Alright, so I will have to say, at first it was like, okay, I was kind of a build-up. I was kind of enjoying it. At first I thought Dante was just a really big douchebag. But then it just turns out that he's just special. He has OCD, which I thought was kind of funny, and it kind of makes sense of his work ethic too. So it kind of like when you mention like how the characters are very unique, it makes sense. They actually the writing make them seem very real, if that makes sense.
Right. It's very relatable.
Yes, relatable. I'm a little slow today, guys, so just bear with me.
Today?
So, shut up. Yes. Look, I'm still a little under the weather. Okay? So little under the weather.
It's been a horrible past month or two with illnesses going around.
But hey, we're the first month into the new year, so we're going great.
Woohoo. Get this out of the way now so we don't get sick the rest of the year, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the idea. So yeah, at least that's my idea anyways. But yeah, and I gotta say, I actually enjoy the characters. Mr. Russo actually grew on me, and I started to like him. So I actually started to kind of and I enjoy their chemistry that they had. It was
banter
very
as well.
enemies. Yes, the banter was really good. I really enjoyed the banter more than anything. And the spice scenes, I will say, was pretty good. There was one where I thought too hard. You know how on the other book that we read, where you didn't like the candy cane scene from How My Neighbor Stole Christmas.
Right.
Well, I kind of pulled a you and did the same thing with the limo scene.
Oh, I love the limo scene.
I just thought it was gross because for some reason I can't think when she had to lick the leather seats, you know, to clean it off. I don't know why. I kept thinking that it was so unsanitary. What if somebody had farted?
Okay, but that's the thing, though. That's what I was saying, though.
I just kept overthinking it.
But Dante, let's be so for real. And this is what I told you because, the only thing we discussed about this podcast was that particular part right there, how he was kind of disgusted by that. The thing I mentioned, though, Dante is a multi-billionaire. he got into this limo, I promise you, the driver and probably the butlers that he has, like, sanitized that limo thoroughly in and out. Even probably sanitized the wheels multiple times. I highly, highly, highly doubt there is a single lace of bacteria in that limo.
Yeah. Although I do also remember that the limo driver himself, because Dante did talk about it, that previously he had riders of an old man who had a libido of a teenager. I think that was like
Yeah.
verbatim from the story. So I was like, ew, that's kind of gross. And so when I heard that and mixed it with that, that's all I kept thinking of. So it just made the scene so much worse for me. And it's just because I kept thinking of that.
And you know, on
But
the other
it was
side of
funny.
things, though, like, it's funny that you say that because on the other side of things, I thought that scene was amazing.
Yeah, no, the scene was good. Don't get me wrong. I just kept thinking too hard about it. It grossed me out.
No, yeah. And I'm on that scene. I'm just like, yeah, I'd
Like,
do it.
yes. Gross. I keep thinking about it. It's so gross. But it's
Ugh.
good though. It's a good scene. Don't get me wrong. It's a good
No,
scene.
yeah, it was a really good scene. One part I did fail to mention earlier, and then you can completely keep going. You know how in some you don't get it in very often, like you don't English. You don't get it very often in books, but typically like the main character makes like a grand gesture. I actually love that Dante went out of his way, took Vivian to Valhalla, and made basically like a star show for her. Because she was like absolutely obsessed with stars, constellations, all of that. And
Vivian's very, very fond of that.
Right. And he went out of his way because he said, you know, we don't have stars here, so I basically brought you to them. And I loved that so much.
Yeah. That was a really good gesture too. Because I think that was before all that got ruined too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, once the reveal happened and everything kind of came to blows and all that good stuff, but that was still like amazing though. And that's when Dante, for sure. Well, if people didn't realize that Dante was falling in love with Vivian, that should have told you.
Right.
Right there.
But the thing is, you have to realize that Dante has never been emotionally or pretty much physically loved by anyone. At a very, very young age, him and his brother were both taken on by his grandfather. You know, Dante's parents got pregnant, gave birth, and immediately dipped on the family. They are more of the hippie type family where they just want to go out and travel the world and live in a hut. Yeah, kumbaya, dancing around the fire. So, you know, at a very, very young age, Dante and his brother were left with his grandfather, and rather than being able to play and enjoy life like children, they immediately started learning business tactics and anything of that nature to obviously become the next CEO of the company. And so he was very neglected in that sense because he never had a childhood. He never had the consoling, I am here for you moments. So having Dante act the way he did, and obviously if you don't know, like the King of Sin series is all about the 7 deadly sins. There will be 7 books in the series. Currently we're on book 5. On what book 5 comes out, I think in March, maybe.
Yeah, I think you told me March.
I think so.
And I think that one's greed. I think you said.
I believe so.
Yeah, I like the whole theme of that. That's really
and then
cool.
I think what's left is gluttony and something else, but this one in particular is King of Wrath, and you can see why it's called King of Wrath because Dante does have a lot of demons that he has to fight with, but it's to no fault of his own. It's just simply his programming and how he was raised. Right, and
He,
I think that Vivian does a very, very good job at breaking down each individual wall and turning him into the man that he essentially always wanted to be. And I absolutely love that in this book.
mm. Basically, when people, it's like it reminds me of the meme. It's like I could fix him, and people are like, no, you can't fix him. But in this case, he got fixed.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is. I really love the characters. I love the characters. I love the friends. I can. You know what's funnier too? All the characters that were there, especially this very snooty side characters, like the other rich echelon of people, I could almost imagine in my head exactly what they look like.
hmm
And gave the description, I was almost spot on every single time, especially Miss Darlington. Oh my god.
The only one that semi, like, the only one. Okay, so I read, like, the first chapter or two of the second book, but this was, like, after I, like, read the first one. So it's been months. I don't remember it. The only
Yeah.
one that semi throws me off is Kai, because book 2 is about Kai and
Really?
Isabella. Kai
Oh,
has a thick in the audiobook, he has a thick kind of like British-ish accent or like an English accent.
yeah, English accent. Yeah.
He's not like English.
Well, yeah, because he's Asian, but he grew up in England.
Right. And I
Yeah.
missed the part both times that I read it saying that he was Asian.
Oh, really?
Both times. Even reading it the second time, it never clicked with me. So like going over and like seeing Kai, first of all, very handsome man, but it threw me off. I don't know. But yeah, this book is such a wonderful treat, and I
have to agree. It actually was a very good read.
I'm very
I did
glad to
put it
hear
on a high
that.
pedestal, but I will say now that I very much enjoyed the book. Sure, there were some things that was like, oh man, this is, but it made it kind of worked into it. There were some parts to be like, bro, just you know, you're a dick. Why
Yeah.
don't you just go with it? There are so many parts like that, and those parts always annoy the shit out of me.
But I
But
mean,
it
that's like
makes
that
sense.
naturally in movies too, though. I mean,
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to get at. That's what makes up the story, the movie, the book. That's what makes it up. And so, even though it annoys the shit out of me, if they did it the other way, it would not be good. If that makes
exactly.
sense. Like it's a good thing that they did it this way, even though it was annoying as shit because it's just how I think, but it works.
But you
It's
know,
exactly what it should have been.
the other way that I look at it, though, it wouldn't be okay. So, if you truly didn't care about this book at all, it wouldn't be annoying as shit. But the fact
Oh
that
yeah,
I feel like the fact that, like, once it crosses a line to now being annoying, it's because you care about that character. And when something happens to that character, you're just like, bro, fucking, are you serious? And so that
exactly.
also speaks volumes because you have become so immersed in this book and this world and this character that now you're actually feeling what that character is feeling, and not too many books can do that. So once again, I applaud the writer. I really do. The author did such a
It's so good.
phenomenal job.
Yes, they did so good.
Now the only part
I
that
very much love the story.
yeah, the part that I kind of it wasn't bad. Okay, let me just say that because you already know that this is on the pedestal. It's not bad. The only part that semi turns me off is the whole Heath situation. I know I didn't end the summary.
I love the Heath situation. What?
Wait, really? Okay, so
Yeah.
I didn't put Heath in the summary. He's like Dane to me. I just don't,
Fucking Dane.
basically Heath is Vivian's lesser than ex-boyfriend. He doesn't really come from any type of money, and so Vivian's parents,
But he was him made.
right, kind
Yeah.
of.
But
But Vivian's parents don't
he was also the
necessarily.
first love too. That was
Yeah,
also Vivian's first love.
but he's very show up. at unexpected times without telling you, and you know, you don't actually love him, leave him for me, I'm better. It's supposed to be Vivian and Heath, not Vivian and Dante, blah blah blah. And like it gets to the point where, Dante comes home because someone ended up texting Heath as Vivian saying, "Hey, come over." So Dante punches the fuck out of him, and to be real, it was so justified.
Well, given how the situation too, how Heath was very much um, like pinning her up against the wall.
Yeah.
It does look kind of bad if you ask me. It looks bad. But of course, he's trying to hold on to her now. But there was what was it? There was a part that Dante had told Heath that if you really loved her, you would have fought harder,
Right.
which makes sense.
Right.
But they kind of just let it happen. They both did. It's kind of a bad on both.
I agree.
I felt like Vivian did more of a fight than Heath did. At least that's
Yeah.
what it sounds like to me. I felt like Heath didn't put up much of a fight. But I enjoyed the Heath aspect, and I was surprised there wasn't a little bit more to it. But then again, it makes sense too because Dante Russo, if he wants something taken care of, oh, he gets it fucking taken care of.
I mean,
No
he just
question.
has to snap his fingers and then everything's done.
Yeah, literally a phone call away and it's done, which is
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
I mean, exactly what
Um,
happened, yeah.
And I kind of wish we got more of what happened afterwards because it just said that Heath was not looking too good for his company because he had to start a company with an application. It was something like with like managing banking, or I don't know what it was. I honestly did not pay too much attention to that part. I didn't really care. I mean, I
Well,
like the Heath aspect, but I didn't care too much about the details with Heath, if that makes sense.
and I mean, the thing is, I know you say you wish you, like, I guess, found out the outcome of it, but also keep in mind that every book is connected. So just because
Oh,
we
we might
didn't
get it on the
hear,
other books.
right, just because we didn't get it in this book, now it might not happen, but just because we didn't get it in this book doesn't mean that we're not going to see or hear anything from Heath in the other books.
True. That's good.
Or let's say maybe, I mean, this is probably just like a guess, but maybe Heath decides to get someone to come after Dante for his, like, the repercussions, and then Heath
Yeah,
gets hurt or
revenge.
Dante gets hurt, right? Like we don't know, seeing how this is going to be a 7-book series, we don't know what's actually happening or if that's the
And
last
it's
time we're ever
about
going to see him.
sin too, and it's about sin too. So, that what was it? Envy could be part of envy, maybe.
It could be.
Yeah. Ooh,
But then,
I really want to get the rest of the series already.
oh, I know, I'm so good, and I'm so good with it because, like, I want to read all of them too.
Oh yeah. If
Um,
anything, this book has definitely got me very much like emotionally connected.
I love that. I really do love that because I know that you and I both really love the interconnected books.
Yeah,
Um,
I love world building.
and if you are still here, and you have not read this book, but you're just going along for the ride, this is a series, but I do believe you could read them as standalones. However, if you start with, let's say, book 4, you might hear information that came from the previous books that you might not know, or you might not have the backstory to, but I'm pretty sure you could read these as standalones.
I agree. I think these will be okay as standalones, and if you do read the other books, all it would do is just provide more of what you already have read,
Right.
if that makes sense.
But another really good thing about this book, another great aspect is, like, we did mention that the banter is really good in this story, but the book also has openly funny parts to it too. Like, there are parts where I audibly laughed out loud.
Oh, so did I. Especially when she teases him and goes like, I thought my best what was it? My best skill was looking pretty and
Right.
scary.
Well, and then I have
Like,
a I have an actual quote from the book too. It's a really long one, but I don't do it justice. So like if you're reading the audiobook or if you're reading it yourself, you can always come up with it. But she says, "No more scowling as your default expression. Your face is close to freezing that way, and I'd rather not wake up to the Grinch for the rest of my life." Then he says,
that made me laugh.
right. And then he says, I'm much better looking than the Grinch, he grumbled. And if people stopped pissing me off, I wouldn't scowl so much. Then she says, other people aren't the problem. Remember when we passed by a dog park around Christmas and saw those adorable huskies? You glared at them so hard they started howling. I wasn't glaring at them, he said impatiently. I was glaring at their outfits. Who dresses their dogs up as reindeer? It's ridiculous. It was Christmas. At least they weren't dressed up as elves.
That's what I love. It's so fluid. I can imagine people actually saying that to each other.
But see, that's so why fluid. That is literally why I picked that quote, because not only did that quote make me actually LOL, but that quote, like you just said, is so relatable. That's just like a normal everyday conversation between friends, and that right there just shows the, I guess, smoothness throughout the book. And I love this book. Please give it a chance.
Oh yes, definitely give this book a shot. Now,
I want to hear it.
You're ready, aren't you?
I am.
Okay, hold your horses. All right.
I have a machete, a kitchen steak knife, and a pew pew.
Oh my god. It's fine.
One of them will get thrown at you.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
You know, it'd be funny if as I'm about to give my rating, it just magically cuts off.
Do not. We were already having issues. We were already having technical difficulties.
I know. Oh man. All right. So there were some things that I did not like. I wouldn't say did not like. I guess it may not be the proper word. There were some things I wish there were a little more of. I was hoping for more mafia.
But also keep in mind that it's probably also building it up for the other books. We don't know if the other books are standalone, so it could be in the further books.
That is true. You are right about that, and it's a possibility. But I was still hoping for more even on this one. Mostly because since that was the big threat, given that the mafia leader's niece is like his prize niece, his prize family member, and Luca, Dante's brother, had the hoinky doinky with her, and the mafia, pretty much murdered a guy just for simply like touching her, in a familial way, in a friendly way. Like that alone caused death. So, given that Luca slept with her, I was surprised that she did not make any attempts. But, like I said, it could show up later on, and who knows, there might be a whole arc with her. So
there could be.
That's what I'm really hoping for. I'm hoping for some more mafia, because who wouldn't love some gangster love? I'm just saying. But I don't exactly knock it from the book too much. I just wish there were just a little bit more. Maybe like an attempt at contact. But since, things were kept, under, duress, everything was kept quietly, they got off scot-free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just wish that the threat there was there again. That's what I wish that they were in, like show its head one more time. It's like, oh, I'm gonna show. And like they start to get a little close. Does that make sense?
Right. No, it does.
That's what I really hope for, and was hoping for in this book. And I didn't have it. I'm a little sad for it, but it doesn't knock the fact that this was still a very good book, and I very much enjoy it. And I need to get to the other series. We have to. We're doing it. All right, we're doing it. We're doing the rest of the series.
We're 100%. And I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, you better. Okay, we're doing this. I told you we're doing this. All right.
Who the fuck are you raising your voice to?
I am really tired. Leave me alone.
The
Stop
machete
yelling.
just ends its way up on the desk. Who the fuck?
Uh, I'm gonna bring out a plastic rubber knife. It's like, oh yeah, I'm packing too. This is it's like tiny dykes or whatever. Anyways, but yeah, but I will say this has a really high rating. Um, I'm kind of torn because my rating does not go below a 4.7. I'm like at like a 4.8 to a 5.
But
And
you gotta pick one.
I just I want to go 4.8 because, well, for one, I really want to be Mafia. That's really killing me. But there was something that was missing that I wanted more of, and I wanted more of the complications with Heath. That in Christian too. Christian got away with fucking with Dante.
Oh yeah, but I have a strong feeling Christian is going to be in the other books if one book isn't just his.
Yeah, but right now, focusing only on this book, I wanted, like, Dante is very human. Sure, he is conditioned, but it shows that he is human. Once he, finally gets those walls down, and he becomes vulnerable, he becomes a really amazing character, and I love it. And people like Christian, people like Kai, and the threat with, and even Luca, of the part with Luca, when them two finally became real brothers, I was grinning out of joy because I love that. The natural, like, ascension of their relationship, and the fact that Luca, found the value in hard work and had character growth, behind the
Yes.
scenes, was so good. And yeah, and I loved that. There was so much of this that I loved, but I wanted more from Dante, from the others, like Kai and them. And I know, and yes, I know the other books. That's why I'm so torn. Because in the other books, I'm sure they're gonna give more that will give exactly what I want. But I have to stick
Well,
to only the book.
but that's what I'm kind of thinking though. Like the way I lean towards it, I know that we always do just this book because typically think about it. If we do read a series, it's a connected, intertwined series where, like, let's say Akatar or like Fourth Wing, for example, you cannot read them out of chronological order. You have to specifically read them book 1, book 2, book 3, book
Right,
4.
yeah.
However, sorry. However, with this book being technically standalone, technically series where they're each
It's
interconnected,
both.
you
Yeah.
can't, in my personal opinion, okay, you do what makes your heart happy, and at the end of the day, give your rating off of that. But in my personal opinion, when it's book 1 out of a 7-book series, you can't necessarily say, like, for example, I wish it had more Kai. Book 2 is all Kai. You see
Yeah,
what I mean?
I know. I know. But the
And
thing
I
is,
know you're giving it based off of just this book, but
right.
again, it's not the normal series that we do where you have to read it in chronological order in order to have the world building. It's more so whatever character you didn't get to see more of this time, we get to see more next time. So I don't necessarily think judging it too harshly on what we may not have gotten based off of a certain character is liable or, like, worth it. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
just my
I
2
guess-
cents. That's my 2
Yeah,
cents. Sorry.
no. I fully agree with that completely. I am 100%. I guess the way how I want to explain it is not necessarily the characters themselves. What I mean more is the interaction with Dante. Now I know it's all focused, obviously between Dante and Vivian. I just and what I mean by more, I just mean like very subtle things, like a little bit more show up on the background. When Kai came back again, like showed up again during the party, and he being all flirty, but all of it just to make Russo, jealous. I fucking love that. It was so good. That's the type of stuff I was talking about. The interaction with Dante that brings more Dante out. That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, I'm very satisfied with the book. That's why I'm so torn between, like, This book is nothing less than a 4.8. And I guess like me wanting more is because I enjoyed it so much. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I want so much more out of it that it hurt it. I think that's really a weird way of saying it, but I think I'm not the only person who's felt that way about a book before. You know, when they want so much more because they like it so much.
Well, you have to give a solid rating. This is the
I know.
time. So,
I'm
what
think
is
I'm
your
gonna go-
rating for King of Wrath?
I'm gonna go in the middle because I really cannot choose. I like this book. I enjoyed this book. I got emotionally involved into the book. Like I got emotionally invested in Akatar and my neighbor and my roommate's a vampire. Oh, it's so difficult. I'm gonna go with the 4.9. 4.999999999.
Motherfucker, you pissed me off so much.
I know I'm difficult, but don't
It's a
get me wrong.
5. If it's a 4.99999, you gave it a 5-star. I don't make the rules. Oh my god. He gave it a 5-star rating. Oh my god, I'm going to murder you.
We're gonna give it a soft 5. How about that? A soft 5.
Oh my god. Okay, a soft 5.
Yeah, it's like when you roll like on Dungeons and Dragons when you roll a d20
Oh.
and it equals up to a 20. So it's we're gonna do that.
My
It's a soft.
god.
A dirty 20. So we'll give this a dirty 5.
Well, with that being
Well.
said, if you guys watched our last video, or not our last video, but last year's best of 2024 video, we have our first book going into the best of 2025 video. Let's go.
And it's one of your favorite books in the series too.
I don't okay, listen.
For now.
Right, exactly, because we might get to like book 5 and I'm like, wait, hold up, Dante who?
Dante who? You know, I'm actually very excited for Kai. I like
Oh
Kai's
my god,
voice
yeah.
actor. I love Kai's voice actor in Audible. It's really good. Have you ever heard it?
Yes,
on
I
Audible?
have. So the very first time I the very first time I read the book, I did half book, half Audible, and then the second time I did all Kindle.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Because I remember you also mentioned me something about Kendall too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Well, all right. Well, there we go. A soft
I am so
5
excited.
A dirty 5.
I am so excited. Well, we are definitely going to bring the series back. We might have to move a little stuff around, to get the other series in. So I'm down for that.
Maybe. We'll see. That just means that the rest of the people are just gonna have to keep, looking out for the podcast and coming into it. You never know.
But yeah. Please give this book a chance. If you even go into this series if you go into this book not wanting to read the series, I think like it ends perfectly on like there's no cliffhanger. It's a perfectly good ending to where if this is the only King of Sin it's King of Sin book that you read, you will be satisfied with the ending.
Oh yeah,
but
it has a very satisfying ending, a very heartwarming ending.
Exactly. So definitely go in, give it a chance. This is easily going to be one of my favorite books for a very, very long time, if not ever. This is going to be one of the books that I will never stop recommending. Another note, do not forget that we have a Goodreads account. If you guys want to follow us on there, we will also be posting our reviews on there. And we will, because if Goodreads does an end of the year recap where it shows stats and everything, we will be posting our Goodreads stats, all that. So yeah.
Yeah,
and
so
then
follow us there, guys.
Also
And
keep
then
an eye out.
eventually, Yeah, so keep an eye out. It might be on other platforms too in the future.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
But yeah,
Anyways.
she is still staring at that wall.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pour some cold water on her. Don't do this to your cats, guys. We're just doing it to violence because violence is special. But I think got into the catnip a bit too hard.
They usually do. Addicts, you
Yeah,
know?
I know. Tell me about it. Anyways,
But
well,
anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed our brand new studio. As mentioned, every episode from here on out will be filmed in this studio. So I hope you guys like it. Definitely give us some feedback if you like.
and not in front of a live audience, mind you.
Ugh. I cannot picture everyone in their underwear. It doesn't work.
That's fine. That's why we have cardboard cutouts of Celine Dion.
But yes, as always, I'm Elvish. That's Aqua. This is Night Court Narrative. Ah, I stole your thunder.
And
Hello.
how dare you? But
Ah.
either way, everyone have a good night.
Yes. Good night. Bye.
Bye.
So what about penguins screwing human bodies?
No. They screw their own dead bodies.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a real thing.